Good evening, everyone. My name is Shane Lavoie. I'm here with my business partners, Jack Nealon and Pat Cusanelli, as well as our screening volunteer over there, Jeff. And we're here tonight to talk to you about Mass Heartbeat, which is an innovative ECG heart screening program that comes directly to schools and universities to offer a simple but very effective test that has the ability to save lives.
So we stand in front of you all tonight in a result of an 8-year journey since Shane, Pat, and I tragically lost a good friend of ours to sudden cardiac arrest. Since that time, our eyes were opened to the frequency of sudden cardiac arrest throughout the country as well as here in Massachusetts. And you know, we're not here to tell you guys tonight that heart disease is the #1 killer of all Americans, because that's been a known fact for decades. However, what we are here to speak with you all about tonight is the fact that sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 cause of death of all student athletes in this country, and it can happen to anyone, anywhere, at any time. Just in Peabody, last fall, at the end of the school day at Peabody High School, a girl was going out to meet her mother when she suddenly dropped of sudden cardiac arrest. Fortunately for her, her family, and the community of Peabody, the principal was nearby with a defibrillator and was able to revive her. The biggest problem of all is this is preventable. There is a way to screen students before these tragedies occur, and that's what we're here to talk to you folks about tonight. Mass Heartbeat firmly believes that every student deserves the opportunity to have their heart screened for undetected heart disease. Given the active lifestyle of high school and college students, we are of a firm belief that students need this. This is something that sets them up for success not only now, but in the future. One of our biggest values is that we're able to come directly into schools to address this problem. So what we do, partnered with cardiologists, nursing students, and nursing technicians, and come right into the schools during the school day to offer students these screenings. Screenings as follows. These electrodes, there's 10 of them, they're placed on the student's body in various places, which is then connected to our machine, which we are fortunate to have 5 of. The machine then runs a 20-second test to evaluate the electrode current through the student's body and is able to detect a pre-existing cardiac condition from there. At the end of the screening, our results are then transferred to our cardiology group, which is then interpreted and returned within 5 business days. We've been fortunate. Our cardiologists have been gracious enough to actually call the students who have serious abnormalities and address the next steps with the parents right then and there. Through this process, this is a 3-minute test that allows us to be able to go in and screen hundreds of students in a given school day, $35 per student or $5,000 to the district. Now, we have to give credit. There's about a half of a dozen nonprofits here in Massachusetts that do work very well in providing these screenings, but as we found out when we were originally in a nonprofit capacity through this fundraising program, they lack resources, they lack insurance, and they lack the ability to partner with cardiologists and do this at a sustainable level. We have the capacity to operate 365 days a year, screening hundreds of students to reach our short-term goal of screening every district and university in the state of Massachusetts, and our long-term goal of across the country.
And so Mass Heartbeat represents a unique opportunity for the judges here tonight because we are already fully formed and operational. We have had one screening at Hopkinton High School already to much success. So the funding that we may or may not receive will not necessarily go towards our startup costs. Instead, what we propose is that for $5,000, we would come here to UMass Lowell and offer a screening on campus free of charge to all students and faculty members that were interested. Instead, the funding would go towards some of our operational costs, which include paying our cardiologists to read the screening, paying our nursing technicians to administer the test, and also our nonprofit give back commitment that we've committed to as a part of our benefit corporation filing status. We believe that UMass Lowell has a tremendous opportunity here tonight to be at the forefront of heart health as a university, and we hope that you'll choose Mass Heartbeat Services to bring that to a possibility. Thank you. And we'll now open up to questions. I'll just say this is a quick testimonial from the principal at the high school that we first screened at back in February.
Great. Thanks, guys. Nice job. So you You mentioned that this screens for pre-existing cardiac conditions or abnormalities. All preconditions and abnormalities, some percentage,
So
sample?
it measures the electrical current in the heart. So, for example, at Hopkinton, we discovered Wolff Parkinson's White in one of the students. So no, not all, but anything that has an electrical capacity, it will detect.
Okay. And then you also mentioned the partnership with nurses, physicians, cardiologists, and so on. So is there a telediagnosis component to this solution where if you don't have staff on site at every school that you're doing screening? I mean, because I think it sounds like there'd be a lot of coordination to try to get the right resources there. Is there?
Sure, that's a really good question. So this is a unique technology in that we're able to drop the tracing to the cardiologist that's sitting at St. Vincent's Hospital in Worcester, so they can read it in real time. So we are not cardiologists, we're not medical students, we don't pretend to be so, but you would be able to see an abnormal ECG. It's off the chart. You can tell pretty quickly. So for those, we do kind of put a check mark next to it and say, hey, listen, please check this one out first, due to its it's erratic from what we're used to seeing. And fortunately for us, we have these cardiologists that read these every day. So even something small that our techs would never be able to pick up, they're able to pick that up, get the phone call directly, and they have the student in a few days to be able to really work with them.
And I would just add too that the transmission of the files that go over to our cardiologists are all HIPAA encrypted, so we're covered from that aspect due to the technology.
Did you guys develop that?
We do not.
We can't take credit. No, but we will take a little credit in that we had to do our due diligence. We knew ever since our friend passed away and we kept hearing of these tragedies that there are multiple machines like this on the market. We were introduced actually from a group from Florida who came up to do a fundraiser with us, and they brought these up. And the technology is actually designed by a cardiologist at MGH in Boston, Aaron Bagish, and he put his heart and soul into this thing, and it's great because anytime we have a question of functionality or cardiological questions of functionality, we're able to address that directly with him. So it kind of removes us from the medical profession side of things and really leaves it to the professionals to deal with the algorithm and how it functions.
Is there a potential software component to be able to analyze that instead of having a cardiologist do it?
So there is a software built in actually, which actually gets automatic updates for the most recent criteria of ECG screenings. And so actually the software built into the machines automatically buckets it into abnormal versus normal right off the bat. But then we do have our cardiologists double check all of them to make sure that that bucketing is being done correctly. So it's almost kind of a double check in that regard. So it is built into the software of the machine, but we're not completely reliant upon that.
You could eventually validate.
Absolutely, I think that's the goal. I think that's the goal, to have that be an automated system, so right away we can say, listen, we need to, we're going to ask you that you and your parents go to the cardiology facility as soon as possible to address this.
You're talking about the number of students, nationwide. I mean,
Sure.
it's a huge number, and just the learning, the artificial, that intelligence that you're going to get, why not leverage that, especially in the case of, in this case, machine learning is just a huge help in this case.
Yeah, the goal is to accumulate as much data as possible and then give it to somebody who knows how to crunch that data, figure out what it's detecting most often, and then how we can kind of alleviate those types of specific diagnoses.
Yeah, well, they're doing a lot of that, with algorithms, diagnostic algorithms in other areas of medicine, so I think that's a huge opportunity to do that as well.
Are kids now being screened with, adults to get that ECG?
Yeah, it's not part of the physical, and that's kind of why we came into this space, because to be very honest, if it was mandated to be part of this physical, we'd close up shop. We just believe that you need to let kids know, because they're not able to know themselves. So you're right, adults do get ECGs on an annual basis, but students don't. And these students who go out and play basketball every day and play soccer every day, they're putting themselves at that much more risk for that to happen. And to that point, not even many students that suffer these sudden cardiac arrest episodes are even athletes. So it's across the board that every student can potentially have something.
Is it known that these people that have these sudden cardiac arrests actually had an abnormal ECG, so that you respond, or would they have had a normal one?
Yeah, it honestly depends on, it really depends on the student. I mean, it depends on the person, kind of their genetics and how they come about. But, you know, from what we understand from our cardiologists, many students are born with this, and it just goes undetected through their newborn, you know, the newborn ECG, and then they never get one until they're 40, 50 years
So
old.
ECG will tell you if there's a potential.
It absolutely is.
I'm afraid I have to